Hey guys, how you doing? Today we are out on a bikepacking trip, a mini bikepacking trip. I say we because I'm here with Maria. And Maria is back on riding bikes for the first time in 10 years, more or less, 8-10 years. Yeah. So we decided to try something a little bit easy. We're going from Cercedilla over to Segovia, which I've done before in other videos. But today we're going to be out on the hardtails. So Maria's bought herself a second-hand giant, is it Anthem? Is it the Anthem? Something like that, hardtail, and I'm on the Radon Jealous. I say mini bikepacking, you can see how mini it is. Just on the back, it's tiny. So it's going to be about 40 kilometers, maybe about 1,000 meters, a little less. And once we get down to Segovia, we're going straight to the pool because it's going to be boiling hot. So thought we'd take you along and hopefully you enjoy it. Right, so we just reached the highest point of the route, Fuenfría. This is 1,800 meters, and now we're going to start the descent down to Segovia, and it's going to be about 20-25 kilometers all the way down. It's not all descent, but there's a good, I'd say 15 kilometers down, pretty much, a few ups and downs, and we're here now, just hitting the old Roman way, La Calzada Romana, which has been here for the last 2,000 years. Right, so the one thing about having the bikepacking bag on the back is that I don't have a dropper. I think I can drop it about 2 centimeters. Voila. Yes. I think I can drop it about 2 centimeters. And that's it. But that's enough for the kind of riding we're going to be doing today. Oh. Wow, you really can notice the difference on the chunk. And unfortunately, I'm running cross-country tyres with inner tubes. So I really don't want to puncture. Cuidado ahí. A little bit of nice smooth trail, which I think is where obviously the hardtail excels, or at least for me anyway. Really have some fun. So most of the route that we're taking today is actually the Camino de Santiago, which is one of the sort of holy, one of the biggest holy, what's the word? I'd say march, but it's not a march. Pilgrimage, thank you very much. Pilgrimage is one of the most famous from around the world. Come from France, come from all over the world to do it, but you can go from Madrid, from North Spain, from France. And right now we're about 596 kilometers from Santiago de Compostela, Camino de Santiago. And often during the summer especially, you see loads of people walking these routes and riding, a bit of everything. See if we get a bit of flow going on. Oi! Here we go! Whoa. Feel that back end kicking with no suspension on it. Bloody hell! Whoa! That's quite a different feeling than on the full sus. Maria's riding her bike today for the first time ever, well, on the first time on any bike, with a dropper post, which we fitted for her a couple of days ago. But she hasn't ridden for like over 10 years. The last bike she had was an old school Kona full sus. And since this is the first time back, never had a dropper post. Don't even know if she had disc brakes last time she rode. So, hopefully she has fun today. It's very fast down here. Bloody hell. One of the things about these cross-country trails here is they don't get an awful lot of use, so they get quite dirty, and they get a lot of trees come down, a lot of branches, a lot of stones, a lot of pine cones. Still part of it, I suppose, isn't it? Wow, this is really vertical, and I've got it. Shit. Really vertical and really loose. I'm going to go down here really quite slowly. Once again, got the dropping post right up my bum. That is really, I know it's not going to appreciate it, and you can't see it on the GoPro, but that is really vertical. Well, Maria's just gone down in the mud. In the bog. Bueno, una vez más, muy bien salvado. Apparently Maria's got gazelle-like reflexes. Lucky to get away with that. I've got to fall flat on her face in the mud. This is the first real ride on the Radon Jealous. Like go for a few weeks to check it out, and on this ride alone it's going to see a little bit of everything. Above all, I mean more than anything, it's going to see broken fire track and fire road, but it's going to see some single track as well, see some proper road, and it's going to give me a good idea of just exactly what this bike is like and how I feel being on a hardtail. Coming in hot. Temperature's getting warmer now. Sun's well and truly up. What's the time? 2 o'clock, well and truly up. Lunchtime. See how cold this water is. Oh, there. ¿Está fresquita? No. Qué gusto.
You're right.
There are trees down all over the place. Never seen so many trees down, and these have obviously been down for a good long time. But there are some big trees down everywhere. Must have seen at least, I don't know, 20, 30 all over the place. I guess maintenance is somewhat being reduced with everything that's been going on in the world the last few months. More important things to worry about. Look at that. Amazing. See if we can get a little bit of speed up here. Oh man, I love the acceleration on the hardtail. Oh yeah. Also being clipped in helps. Pendiente pronunciada, baja caminando. That means it's steep. Walk your bikes. But I'm sorry, we're not going to get off our bikes to walk down. Very loose this, it's always very loose. If someone is walking up, then obviously I'll stop. But it's the typical thing, you know, just because somebody deems it too difficult to ride, Doesn't mean it's too difficult for you. Got a big old steep climb coming up. It's always horrible. Let's see how it is on the hardtail. Should have thrown a few more gears in there. Give it some welly. Give it some welly. Oh man, that's so much easier on the hardtail. Wow. Alright, so that's Segovia on the horizon. I don't know if you can see it on the GoPro, but we're on the final approach more or less. This is going to start turning into sand any moment now, I guess. There's a couple of cool little sections left, especially on the hardtails, but this is pretty much the approach now. This is definitely a ride that anyone can do, whether you're starting out or been riding for ages. It's got a little bit of everything. Obviously it's not the most technical route in the world, but it's got some beautiful beautiful countryside. You're coming down through the Sierra, through the woods, and then once you get to Segovia you'll see as well it's quite an impressive little town. Very old, with the cathedral. Got the old aqueduct, the Roman aqueduct, been there for the last 2,000 years. The storks all over Spain, got nests everywhere in all the villages. Got them in my village as well, up in the church. Very common sight around Spain. Well, we finally arrived, and the last, I don't know, 5-7 kilometers was hot. It was very hot, and it wasn't that enjoyable, to be honest. By the time we got here, yeah, it was difficult. But we're here now at the aqueduct. This is the aqueduct. I said I've been here now for the last 2,000 years, and as you can see, it's still going strong. So we're going to go and chill out now. We're going to go and have a shower, have a swim, and relax. So it's been something a little bit different today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Maria, how was it? So, something a little bit different. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Hasta la próxima.